Hello everybody. This video will be myself and my buddy Genesis, who helped me a lot in this past VGC season of SPL. We'll be going over kind of the league and giving our thoughts as a whole. Kind of ended abruptly, I would say, because that same day that my semis went up, I also managed to day two the VGC regional I went to. So I actually went back to look at the comments and nobody said anything about SPL, and it was all like, jote, we're pouring honey. So kind of wanted to give the season the respect it deserved. And Genesis, who had been helping me so much this season as well, wanted to give him the respect, as well as a big shout out to Maddie and Tony and Hopeless as well for all the help this season. Could not have done well without you. So we'll be looking at our teams, talking about the mocks and everything we did. And is there anything else that you want to add, Genesis, before we kind of jump? Oh, I have my face cam on because I just was streaming, so I figured it's already on. Like, why not just go? So,
the other thing I'd probably talk about would probably be like my experience, getting into this, because it definitely was a bit unexpected.
Yeah.
I only really volunteered because I know you don't typically play doubles, but also because you drafted Deoxys Speed, and
my team was fire.
I very recently used it in a tournament, I think earlier 2024. The set, I got very unlucky, but it was against one of the better players and it was fun. And, I just kind of extended the hand and it's been very rewarding. I've had a lot of fun.
No, it's been a great time. And honestly, you put in a lot of like I would not have done well without you, for sure. Especially like earlier on in the season.
I don't know.
When we were try hard.
Oh yeah, earlier on, just getting a hang of things. That was.
Dude, when we did that one day,
I remember you were making some questionable decisions, but
hey,
yeah.
Hey, you also called my draft bad, and then you played me for an entire season, and you were like, "Never mind."
Hey,
never mind. Just saying.
Everyone was calling your draft bad. That's not on me.
But everybody always calls my draft bad, and I think it's time for people to understand that I draft in a way that works for me, and I always have.
It was an experience, just getting used to the team, and I think the way I put it was, it's like an escape room. The opposing team, it's very challenging, but there's always something that we could use to beat it. It was just like sometimes very hidden.
and then that was the whole thought process behind the team. Shout out to Tony, man. I drafted with Tony Flagon, and
so many texts.
Yeah. That's like the first. I really wanted to redraft Annihilate because like I feel like we could have given it.
Yeah.
I want to show it justice in this. It won me my first draft league for Scarlet and Violet, so I wanted to bring it back again. And then obviously like DNC was a mon I liked and used in draft several times. Yeah. And I want to draft as many mythicals, obviously. Manaphy, Captain of the Bronze Mantics, et cetera, et cetera. I think
I also really like using DNC in
Doubles OU.
Doubles OU. My experience, this was like my first real venture into VGC. I only started playing VGC like after I had a lot of fun with this. Aside from like Friends Premier League, your Discord.
The Discord.
Your Discord team tournament, yeah. DNC I had a lot of fun with in Smogon tournaments though.
No, I also enjoyed DNC a lot in in my run for Doubles OU, the 1 year I played it. I want to give a big shout out to my lower tiers, dude. People laughed at Sneasel, and I was like, this is like
he came into like every game.
Sneasel
it was
literally
incredible.
came to every game. Sneasel was MVP.
Yeah.
For it won me the one game that mattered to start it off, right?
One game that mattered, yeah.
One game that mattered. Poltergeist ended up coming to more. Bronzong didn't do much in the beginning, but ended up stepping it up towards the end. And then obviously I knew Hydrapple was going to be good, period, right? Like I wanted to draft it. All these apples are always good for me, man. Like every mon was just so fire. Like if you actually look at everything.
The only one you haven't drafted now is Diplin and Applin.
Diplin, Applin, yeah. That's when I do a little cup and when I do some other lower tier thing. Like if you actually look at every single week, right? Sneasel, 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 Sneasel. And every week is like some variation of Focus Sash, right? Like there was no reason not to. It was just so good. Like little text.
There was that one TV Light team for Moxie.
Yes.
Because it was eating blizzards.
Yeah, it was eating everything. Well, I mean, we didn't really. That game was unfortunate because that was the game that we didn't get to show off. We didn't get to show off the cool stuff. Like that team was so freaking cool.
But
man.
hey, because we lost that game, we got to get the rematch with Jay. So that's all that matters.
Because we lost the game, I stopped practicing for 5-6 hours, and we just said "F it, we ball," and it somehow worked out. That was literally what it was.
It did go pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, it worked out. I even think in semis versus Aaron, had I swapped game 1 and game 2, like
Yeah, no, that's been weighing on me too, because I remember the night before you asked me which should I lead first, Deoxys or Sneasel, and I'm like, I like how dishonest Sneasel is, but looking back, I should have said Deoxys because it's like the best for a game 1 when you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's just more.
and I really think had we swapped them, I think it would have been a win.
It definitely would have been a different game.
No, I'm gonna go
Like,
as far as say it would have been a win because like Keldeo's useless. Keldeo's freaking useless into that. And we get up a light screen and then my ape just goes Terrafly and just wins. But game 2, I'm not sure. But game 1, I think that lead would have been.
It gives us a chance. You know, there was a chance.
Game 2, it gives me a chance, literally. That's about it though. But yeah, overall, this guy, I think my favorite part about this season was surprising people. Right? This set I remember, this set that I made for week 1. Oof.
Yeah, you forgot that Sir Bomb dropped speed. No, I think you always knew. I didn't know, and I found out during mocks.
I literally put
Aaron didn't know, and he found out during the game. Yeah, it was great.
I literally put it on so my mana fee was faster. Like that was the whole.
Yeah, I remember. It was great.
But the game 3 end of it were the facade and
it was cinematic. It was incredible.
Beautiful. Shout out Manaphy as well. No guard Manaphy. Like literally.
Does he get second?
No, I'm just saying homie was not missing. Homie was not missing its pumps.
Yeah, that's a bit embarrassing. I thought you were talking about almost any ability.
No. Stop this. Stop this.
Yeah.
That was actually our. So the reason I ended up playing with Genesis, guys, is because I asked in my Discord, I was like, yo, does anybody play doubles and want to give me mocks? And then Maddie attacked me for mocks, and then Genesis was like, all right, let's do it. So I was like, all right, you don't know what you got yourself into. I try really hard when I want to win.
First week, we played 9 hours of mocks together, I'm pretty sure.
Yep. It was like on and off, right?
It was on and off. I think you and I both took breaks to like cook and do chores and
stream
stuff,
and come back. Yeah.
No,
I mean, I people don't. Guys, the reason I do well and stuff is because when I actually care about it and I actually like it, I do try. Like that's it. I try very hard. This is new for me. I was the underdog, which motivated me a little bit more to want to do well. So that was why we did all that. Especially, I mean, forget week 1, right? We did a lot for week 1, right? But let's talk about the game. Not Olivia, but let's talk about week 3. The amount of mocks we did to beat James.
Okay. So, for the context is, James had like 3 different modes he could run. There was the Tinglu Dozo, the Dozo Giri, and also just this really aggressive Tailwind stuff.
Yeah,
we finally got
a new team, but yeah.
It had Enamorus and Miascarada.
Yeah, Enamorus was such a freaking threat, bro.
He was horrifying. Yeah. So basically, we got the team down so that like between Annihilate, between Poltergeist and Manaphy, we could basically just dominate anything to do with Dondozo. But there was this one Fletchender set that I found with Terra Ghost, Eviolite, and it would like always get a Tailwind. There was basically nothing we could do about it.
Actually, the biggest threat to this version of the team, dude, it wasn't even that. It was a Namorous Terra Stellar. That mon has unspeakable calcs.
Yes, the Terra Stellar Life Orb, Terra Blast. You can't Terra into a resist because Terra Stellar Terra Blast.
Yeah. So guys, we did so many hours of mocks, and all of them we did them all, and it was I would lose for like 2 hours straight, the 50-50s, and then sometimes I'd win the 50-50s. It literally, like, I mean, I saw the interview. It literally came down to me just saying to Genesis, I just gotta get every replay right, and I mean that ended up happening, right? Like
I think this was the turning point in the team building process for me, because this, and we'll come back to it later. Right, I couldn't really find a consistent answer to the Talonflame, the Fletchender. It would always get a Tailwind up, and we'd always have to play against Tailwind, and it was always going to be tough. So we had to get a really good turn 1 so that it would
die,
so that we had a fighting chance. And you know, we eked out a win. It was really hard fought. It was very lucky. We won every turn 1. But hey, we practiced it, so
I mean, dude, after losing every turn 1 and for hours, like. I would literally say one more. It's the equivalent of like an anime where you're getting beat up by your sensei and you're like, I'm not done yet. And that was literally what happened. I was just losing every time until we eventually got him, and then I would get him. Oh, and the worst part is Genesis started talking crap to me too, and I started talking crap back.
That was a misunderstanding.
No, you don't beat me for 2 hours and say, "Damn, I played well there." I was like, "All right." I turned my hat backwards. All right.
Oh, okay, we're talking about something different, but yeah.
Wait, which one were we talking about? Which one?
I was talking about like I was doing we made a change and we were testing if we were still okay into the Tinglu Ozo, and you're beating my ass with an eye and I'm like, man, it's almost as if this thing was made to beat Stall. I was talking about the design. I was not talking about yeah, it sounded like I was talking mad shit, like I'm only losing because of the matchup.
No, it was less about that. It was more like you were like, damn, I played this well. I was like, bro, you're supposed to help me.
I don't remember that, honestly.
But then again, that's also like part of the reason like other draft leagues I stopped doing mocks with people is because I would beat them a lot, and like the whole point is to show you what you're weak to. But when you stop getting motivation, the thing about me, I don't. When I lose, I don't lose motivation in mocks. When I lose, I don't lose motivation in mocks. I'm like, okay, I gotta figure it out. I gotta figure it out.
Losing is a skill that every Pokemon player should know very well.
Mm-hmm. This and week 2 were amazing weeks for Deoxys, right? Which I was very happy about because Olivia.
I'm so proud of week 2.
Yeah,
because we had that really tough matchup, and it's just like we have to move first. We have to get kills. Okay, and then I found Helping Hand, Life Orb, Terrace.
Beautiful. Yep. Because I initially had an offensive one as well, but I didn't have Terrablast Ground. That was a beautiful call on your part. Sneasel was phenomenal as well. Like Sneasel did, even though it missed everything, right?
This is still like before the kind of change that I eventually found in my style. So we're still going like very prediction reliant, but it was great.
But I like playing.
I'm so happy
I like playing prediction reliant though. That's where I have the advantage.
That's your style, yeah.
And this is where we were like, all right, screens.
Which one was this? This was
Joe.
Oh yeah. This was unfortunate. It was, in hindsight,
it was my fault.
Like
I literally attacked into the Burning Borkmon. I should have won that game like very, very easily. It was my fault. I should have like not. If Gouging Fire was just so scary in our mocks that I targeted it instead of the what's it called, the Milotic, and I should have just been targeting Milotic the whole time. Like F Gouge. I had screens up and everything.
No, I'm pretty sure this is the Shroomrover team because that's
Oh, you're right. I'm thinking about week 5.
Yeah, because we ran.
Yeah, I'm seeing all my poisons.
yeah. The 6 poisons was great.
This Terra type is what the people that don't play competitive mons were like. You should have had Terra Ice into Moxie. Like these are literally the like what they think I should have had. Terra Ice.
Yeah. But yeah, with Shroomrover, I was having a lot of fun in the build. I remember I ran like Choice Scarf double kick Incineroar.
Yes,
it was great. It was fun.
After that one. No, it was. Yeah, it was a really good ape. It was a really good ape matchup. Yeah, it was a really good ape matchup, especially what he brought.
Yeah. I just had to find some crazy stuff that might pose us some issues.
Yeah, and even like Bronzong was really good too. Ape is always good, man. Ape can run the same set every week. Like Ape is just good.
Oh my god, it's the best part is like the fast screens and the like specific EVs. You just live everything.
Bro, we're gonna get Calm Nature Deoxys speed, so it lives like Terra Go Shadow Ball with Life Orb boost. Yeah. If it steals it from the Symbiosis from Oranguru, from Iron Val, like it was beautiful. Like I loved running these calcs and showing them to you. I was like, yeah, F it. Like he would play me, I would pull up with a Deoxys, it would have like some speed and stuff. Okay, and then he'd play me, I'd be like, I die, I'd be like, all right, F this. That was the best part about Deoxys the whole season. Just not caring. Not caring about speed, yeah. That speed tier was fake. And like Mental Herb was beautiful into Encore and stuff. Like Manaphy's always broken. Like like Mamoswine was a threat. Don't get me wrong, but like it was just hard. It couldn't get going with screens up, and it was really hard for my opponent to set screens.
Because it was always like a vulnerability that we could attack into while the Mamoswine was.
Big shout out to Shroomraver, by the way, for taking over for Kyle. I appreciate them a lot. Like didn't play BGC at all, and just came in when we asked, and you know.
I think it was Shroomraver who was Shuckle King's first loss. That was hype as shit.
I think Shroom beat Tone actually.
It was
Shroom beat Tone, not SK.
It was somebody else then. Probably
Nekra Keely, one of them. I'm not sure. After it was a while, it was a long season, man.
Yeah.
A very long season.
How many trainers? It was
Dude,
the
a
MCU.
lot of weeks, bro. Yeah, it was very busy, man, as well. And, like running the league is always tough too, because you gotta hit up people like, yo, when you gonna upload? Yo, what's going on? Yo, did you got play? Because originally we wanted to be 2-3 weeks ahead of it, but James told me in DM, he was like, VGC players are not good at getting things done early. You need to be 5 weeks ahead.
This is something that I can relate to. I think one of the big reasons that I kind of struggle to play draft on my own is that like I never get around to prepping in time, and then I have to schedule, and I'm just not good at managing myself. So yeah, being able to help someone else, that was
It was
another way.
I appreciate you, by the way, because there was obviously some times where you actually like had uni and stuff, so you were unable to help out with things. But the times where I super appreciate it as well. I think the big thing was that there were so many events that people were going to, regionals and stuff, that we obviously couldn't play.
And then we ended up in the middle of this signing up for our own first regionals ourselves. I have Melbourne this week.
Yep.
You had your great showing at Milwaukee.
Very lucky.
Yeah.
Very lucky showing him a lot.
That stuff. The tour lasted so long. That stuff wasn't even organized before we started.
Yeah. No, I mean, the reason I started taking Milwaukee more seriously was after my loss. Not my loss in the tournament in the whole, but I mean, I've said it and people were like, yo, you have a bad attitude with it. But I mean, it's the truth. When I have a bunch of things and I'm busy, and then something makes something not worth it, I'm gonna put the time to something else that I can care about. And in this case, when I got Blizzard frozen by Moxie, again, it's not Moxie's fault. No, we're good friends. We're bros. We freaking record Jeopardies. We talk. I met him IRL. Like we're bros. I'm not even mad at him. I'm just telling you how I work. Like the second that happened, I was like, all right, forget the 8 hours of testing that we used to do and stuff like that, or the 5 hours. Because if it's just gonna make this happen, like I'm gonna work on my VGC prep. I mean, you know, we literally did like little things.
Dealt with similar stuff in the past.
That's literally how it is. That is it. If I have other projects, I'm gonna focus more on them because I can put more time to it. And I mean, Moxie is probably the reason I did well in VGC.
Yeah. Motivation isn't something that you can just like get on demand for some people.
No, it's like I said, I always have different priorities, and I will swap them around, and that's just how I always am. Regardless of how people, it didn't stop me from doing well in this. I just had other things that I was like, all right, I'm gonna focus more on this, and now I have the time. Yeah. And it's funny because at that time I was still throwing darts at a board in VGC and had no idea what I was gonna use. So I hit up my boy Tony, and that's where we kind of like came together with Ho, and then we made a bunch of changes and tests. But that's a whole other video that I already made, and then another video.
I will concede. Ho was a good call. I apologize.
Bro,
my bad.
You know the.
No. I'm not like really serious about it, but like, yeah, I did. I was wrong, you know.
There's a lot of people that said Ho was bad, and I was like, you're wrong. How can it be bad when it's good in Ubers and it beats every mon that people are using? Like, who cares if Miraidon's number one? That does not stop Ho. Ho does not care.
With treads, that was great. Yeah.
Ho was a fire guy. I wish I played better in top 8, but I think I still would have lost. I still would have lost to Luca. I couldn't figure out the lines into that team regardless. That was the only like team I was actually thinking about. So like I think I would have lost it regardless at top 4 if I played better in top 8. But that being said, we have Joe here. Joe game was crazy. Definitely I think misplays on my part too. Obviously like the game 2, I should not have attacked the Burning Pokemon. He was really good to conceal it for game 1. But game 2, I just never should have attacked Gouging Fire. It was not a threat without boosting, and it was on me. I should have just ignored it, left it on the field, and just kept attacking the mon next to it to kill it. Because unless Ape got crit, which is like, okay, it's going to get crit anyway. And you also have to crit Ape plus crit Hydrapple, because Fickle Beam would smoke it with Life Orb. Like, so that was my fault. And then game 2, I needed like ridiculous, like the top roll possible, I think with Triple Axle to kill Mimikyu as well after all its boosts with coaching. So I'll take that loss. I was definitely more upset at the time, but I calculated after. I was like, yeah, you're right. Takes away. So that was on me, for sure. I just liked all the terrors we had. I think they were hilarious here. Poison.
That was very funny. Speaking of very funny, the next week is against Seabath.
Oof. This is where Hopeless came to play, actually. Hopeless. Hopeless made. You were busy. You had uni stuff.
That was true. I had like one very quick mock session, and then
Yep.
I organized that we could have another one a bit after, and you show up with this thing.
Yep.
This was insane. It just kept on winning. It was incredible.
Choice-band Menifee just kept winning.
We run this.
Shout out to Hopeless, and I forgot because it's a little late of the person that helped them, but I said, all right, let's bring some heat, and then Choice-band Menifee. I was like, sick, let's do it, and we did it, and it won. Like, it was so good in testing, dude. It was so good in testing, man.
I won a single game against it.
Yeah, you didn't. We didn't play. We only played a couple though, to be fair. But Menifee, actually no, we played a lot because eventually you started changing teams, and like Menifee just kept constantly doing well, right? Even the Terrablast Fire came to play at a point.
Yeah,
it was very fun though. You had some cool stuff like Blaziken though, with like Focus Energy Overheat.
Focus Energy, Razor Claw, Overheat, Terrablast Draft.
Chase's team was actually very scary. Like he had a lot of outs.
But there were some I don't know, it was missing that glue, I think. Like it had a lot of X factor, and it started coming together, but I don't think it ever really got there.
I think it was really close. I like the changes he made, right?
It was really close. The changes were good.
Yeah, I think earlier on in the season, if he had this, it would have been a lot easier for him as well going forward. Because I really did like his team. And I love the tort he brought into me. It was just I just happened to bring Taunt 8 for the first time, which helped a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, but man, shout out to Lear, Deoxys plus Choice-band Menifee.
Oh man,
that's so funny. That's Chase game.
I remember my first reaction to that. I was it was just like very quiet descent into laughter.
The Moxie game was next, right? And I thought we had such cool text into it, right? Like Screams Menifee.
That never came to fruition, like Assault Vest, Max Special Defense, the NC just sit on the field forever, Terra Poison.
Yeah, with Terra Poison plus.
Unfortunately, it was too passive without investment.
Yeah, and Terra Steel was just broken. Like honestly, like these mons were so good into that. Deoxys was beautiful. Like it killed every mon.
Also, we would have definitely gotten frozen in hindsight.
I mean, that was a turning point of the season for me. Like I said, that's where I started prepping more for the regional that I was going to over everything else.
Hey, I mean, that worked out pretty well, didn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it didn't change anything either. I still got to semis, I guess, of this as well. But it definitely changed my outlook on it. I think at the same time, the reason it was like more so like, is because it was during subathon too. So it's like,
oh yeah, definitely.
I'm already tired as hell doing hours every single time.
At this point, scheduling like to mock and stuff became so much more difficult because
I would literally do it after ending stream at 3 a.m. for like a game or two.
Yeah.
Or like, and then I wake up in the morning at 8 o'clock. Yeah, okay, bro, I'll be up in like 2 hours. Can you do another mock before you go to sleep? And yeah,
I remember I was staying up late to mock with you. It was yeah. She says that I could be there when you woke up.
literally. I would add you. Hey, my sleep schedule's so bad that I would just sleep 2 hours, 3 hours, come back. I really did like the team we brought though. And I thought it was really cool to change it up to like, Screens Menifee into this. This helped out with Arcanine as well. Moxie obviously had an F it we ball style this season and it worked out. He had a lot of cool mons.
I mean, he made what, top 8?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
He clicked guillotine and stuff that entire game. But it worked out. Shoot. Less prep and he had a good time as well. It was great to see him as well. Good to finally meet him as well in person. His team was nasty. His team was definitely nasty. And the little center in the back. I love the little center in the back.
I think he named it Clever.
Yeah, he did.
That's incredible.
All right, final game of the season.
Oh yes, the Palahub.
Finally, Bronzong, who has come to at this point 1, 2, 3, 4 teams, but never came to the games. Never came to the games.
The Trick Room mode. It was a lot of teams have a secondary mode. We spent a lot of points on ours, and it was definitely secondary.
Yeah, it did. I mean, Diancie ended up coming more as we saw. But Bronzong went stupid though. Bronzong went stupid. It was the reason I won for sure. He proved Terra Dark. Offensive Bronzong was beautiful. Missed its first Meteor Beam. Like, what's wrong with you, buddy? You gotta do it, Cosmo.
But I hate Ring Power her Meteor Beam because like it's one thing to have like a single use move slot, a single use item for a single use move, and then it can also just miss. And it
dude, it's the fact that the stupid animation still goes off and it takes like 5-10 seconds to figure out if you missed or not is like the worst part. Like I agree completely. I F that.
Yeah.
I liked our text in this one though. Draco Jetpack for Trick Room. AV Manaphy was beautiful in this one. And then Scarf Deoxys to Smoke. Unfortunately, didn't get the kill. Maybe we should have Terra Grassed it for like, or like Terra whatever to get the kills. But I loved our Scarf Deoxys tech. And then obviously, you got to go with Spadef Ape, Sneasel, all tried and true, right? One little screen here because all we need is Psycho Boost was that. This was Clover. Clover's team was really cool too. Clover had a lot of cool stuff as well, like a lot of cool modes. I like that Scraggy pulled up for him as well into like Aaron, which I thought was really sick. Yep. So I love his modes. Tailwind, Trick Room, Sun. Very cool.
Playoffs, do you have any favorite set, favorite team, favorite week, anything?
Favorite week, probably week 1. Like that was during Super Bowl Sunday, right? Where I played Aaron. And I said after Super Bowl after it, bro, I want to do this interview, but I had to go pick up the wings, so I couldn't. So we had to wait like an hour because the wings took forever, even though I was there. I had ordered ahead of time, but there was like 50 people there, so that was my fault.
The favorite set will forever be one of my favorite things that I've
ever
made.
Dude, the amount of mocks we did to have this guy be goated. To unfortunately not be Mental Herb, where we started with Mental Herb.
No, you know what the worst part is? I've realized this thinking about like this interview, right? Mm-hmm. Basically, we ran safety goggles
for Vivillon,
but we also ran max speed, so we could outspeed the what is it? Is it Masquerain?
Vivillon's faster. It's base 91, so we actually needed it, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure it's base 89, or maybe it's 99.
No, it's not 99 for sure. It's 91. It's 89. You're right. Oh wait, yeah.
So we ran max speed, so we could set up a rain dance before we got put to sleep, and then they couldn't disrupt.
It was just in general to get off more though. Like it helped more in mocks than the other item. But I will say that was my favorite set because that definitely made this season like super exciting to start it off.
The big thing was that I have this really complicated set that does a bunch of stuff, but it's so constrained because we're running max speed, and we didn't even need to run max speed.
Yeah. I will say though, the thing I specifically remember about week 1 was you saying I was asking about Ape because I ended up making it Scarf Final Gambit, and you said don't bring Ape. Ape's bad, and I made that adjustment in game 3, and it definitely won me the game.
It was one of those things where like it's one of those things that you need to like understand what they've brought to make that decision.
And it worked.
And I just didn't want you going 8 for no reason, but it was definitely warranted.
Bro, I can't. Once you go 8, you don't go back. I gotta go 8.
Because it was that X Factor or the taunt that we had considered, and then we forgot about by the end of it. Yeah.
Shoot, whatever, man. 8 went stupid.
It did. It really did.
That Manaphy really like showed it was worth like the pick.
Yep.
This was versus Joe. I remember he dropped a lot of his special attackers, so we said, forget. He dropped all of them. Raikou and Galarian Moltres specifically. So we went Fizdef Terra Fire because I don't care about Scald, right? I'm not getting burnt by gouging fire at all, and it was just it was nasty, dude.
The best part was in all the mocks. It was like I'm kind of worried about Snorlax, and then we just clicked reflect and bulk up, and it was doing like 40%. Nothing.
And people were saying, "Oh well, no coverage for Diancie plus like bronze up." Like, what move do you even run to like hit both? Yeah. Right, plus Ape. They said no coverage for Ape. I'm trying to think like, what do you run? Are you running Terra Blast Fairy plus?
Horsepower? It could have been rougher, a bit shifty.
But he was Terra Bug though.
We just have to knock Terra on the.
Yeah. Like there was a lot.
I did accurately predict it would be Crunch.
I mean, Crunch makes sense, dude. It hits Bronzong. Like Bronzong body slam. You're not thinking you're gonna lose to Diancie.
Yeah. The heat proof to like when we get Scald burned, we still take half damage and we still take grassy terrain recovery. That would have been really nice if he didn't bring the Snorlax, but he did.
Yeah. So, hey, Diancie went stupid though. Diancie plus 8 went stupid. And like Deoxys did his job, right? Taunt was beautiful. We stopped basically all this stuff. He didn't have any mental herbs. So we stopped a lot. We found out early in game 1 that Mimikyu wasn't mental herb either, I believe. So that made a big difference too, because his thought process was curse and stuff to stop Ape, which makes sense. But that was kind of like, and we had double taunt. Like double taunt went stupid in that game. Triple axle, etc., etc. That was just like
was really good because he had we restricted a lot of ways he could stop Ape and Diancie.
Yeah, his whole combo was what was it? It was Electabuzz Snorlax. It was Mimikyu, and then his last mon was, I believe, he went
Rillaboom.
which only helped me because I couldn't die.
Yeah.
Like, so like these 1, 2, 3, 4 just kind of went stupid the entire time. Like that was just. I think that went better. You can't even follow me because I'm diamond storming, right? Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like everything worked out. Double taunt worked out as well. Like I could not have asked for better games.
We were never bringing the NC. Worked to our advantage, didn't it?
Yeah, literally. The NC really showed up in that one, like phenomenally. The NC really showed up.
And then I think the next one was the best one in the whole tournament.
Was this?
Do I
have the right team here? Is this the right team versus him? No. No, this is versus Aaron.
Yeah.
I don't have the James team. Give me 1 sec, guys. I'm gonna pause it. All right, so here we are with my team versus James. This is where we had some sick techs. You called the Trick Room Deoxys was beautiful, right? And that came to play, right? That was really, really nice.
This is the thing I was alluding to earlier. Like, we had that one thing we couldn't solve because the only real way that we could stop the Tailwind was Ice Shard Taunt, and it's just very passive, and he has a very aggressive team. So what I ended up running instead was I found Kasib Berry Trick Room so that we don't die to the Shadow Ball.
Yeah. It was really nice. I like that a lot as well. We did get lucky with a Sea Flare dodge. I think that was game 2. I don't remember if that was game 1 or game 2. But this basically in testing was support Ape. Ape wins. Support Ape. Terra Normal Ape. Bring out DJ Casper went stupid, dude. DJ Casper went stupid.
I made this all the way back in week 3. Dude, it was great, and it was great.
Game freaking 2, bro. It healed. It got off 2 curses. It trick roomed. Like, what a beautiful, beautiful mon. Like DJ Casper.
The big thing was realizing that DJ Casper just with curse and life dew, it was really good into the Dondozo Tinglu's cause.
Yep.
And the Dondozo Tatsugiri, so we didn't actually need to invest that much with like the Manaphy and stuff.
Yep.
So we just put it all in on Ape, and it worked out really well.
It worked out great, dude. It worked out phenomenally as well. Yeah. And like
I remember what a massive headache this team was for that whole week, my week break. It was really rewarding and fun to find the solution.
We didn't have Mudsdale at first. I think you had Hydrapple originally or something, and I was like, nah, Hydrapple's too much of a Terra Hog. We need something that deals with gold.
You brought up the question because it was Terra Hog, and yeah,
that's why I put Mudsdale, and that mon was the freaking goat, man.
Yeah,
Mudsdale was sick this season.
All the max special defense because we're only fighting special guys.
Yeah, that's it. That's literally it. Like I just said, max attack, max special defense.
Because there really weren't a lot of physical attackers for us to deal with, and it 8 hits with the assault.
Dude, this mon was the freaking goat, man. Like, I remember the last game was what? It was Annihilate plus this, bulk up turn 1, bring you in. They Sea Flare dodge. It was Sea Flare dodge, which gave me an extra boost, which was pretty big. And then Poltergeist comes in, get up Trick Room, healed my homie. Even with Spadef drop from Sea Flare, Ape lives because Ape's stupid. Resto Chesto because we're using the OU set. And then these guys in the back. That was a crazy, crazy set versus James, man.
Yeah.
I was the only person to beat him the entire season. Twice.
Yeah.
Which is insane. So, actually insane. James is such a good guy. Was doing memes the entire season, too.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the next one was the last one. I got sick after James, and I just started uni up again. So, I remember I just got the beat up Sneasel and the Annihilate. I asked you to fill out the rest, and then we like managed to sort out a couple mocks here and there.
Yeah, I think the team was good, dude. Like even with his
the team was definitely solid, but it was missing our spark of some of the bullshit we were running.
Yeah. I think the big thing, like I said, was if I had led differently both games, it would have been a different story.
Yeah.
Like at least game 1, I think game 1 would have been a win from that position because if you lead Scarf Keldeo into like Deoxys
I really didn't expect Keldeo to come at all because like we experimented with it, but it just lost to Deoxys.
It got beat up a lot. It was a really cool type because Aaron actually did that testing with like Wolfie and stuff. I think Wolfie suggested that, so that was really cool. But I still, and I mean, we had our Deoxys fashion like Scarf Raptor and stuff. I look into it like, damn, like what could I have done differently? Oh yeah, lead differently. Like if I had just led, because even in our mocks, I always led Deoxys plus Annihilate first, and then we would do Sneasel this. But I asked you which one you thought was better, And I'm not blaming
Yeah,
it
I
on
was
you.
like-
That was like,
Yeah, no, Sneasel was really strong.
yeah.
I'm not
Sneasel
too upset with myself.
Yeah,
It was
Sneasel
just
was
like
freaking broken, bro.
it was wrong in hindsight, and we got punished for the exact same reason why.
This is another game, by the way. You could just protect Ape and win the game. Like if you bring these 4, you kind of just protect
Yeah.
Ape and win. Like this deals with Trick Room next to it. You get the curse off, and Ape just goes stupid. And then you bring these guys into like Spectre A and stuff as well. So that was like again, like Deoxys plus Ape worse into the and this is another change, right? Originally we were Covert Cloak, like
Originally, yeah.
this is another last minute change. Which bit us.
I think that's really funny. It's like all the things that we ended up all the mistakes that we ended up making throughout the draft season were the reasons that we ended up finally losing. It's a bit poetic in that sense.
Yeah.
Like
Cloak
us
versus
forgetting about important things that we covered for earlier, and then eventually moving away, and being a bit reliant on making good prediction leads.
it was rough too because like I mean you had Taunt on your Grimmsnarl as well at times, so like, and I had Terra Dark, but I should have probably still went Cloak even on that, but I really liked being able to get up a Reflect up because like Ape is broken with a screen up, like just broken. Absolutely broken. But we never really got to get that opportunity. We didn't get that game 1, didn't get that game 2. Like which really hurt Ape obviously. So that was big. I think even Prediction Reliant would have been fine. I think versus Aaron it kind of had to be because of Spectre A plus Grimmsnarl, like that offensively, and then Ursulin in the back too.
I think it's one of those things where we can play a little bit worse into that because we can cover it with like Light Screen and Tarot and
exactly.
Yeah.
But still, overall, crazy season, dude.
Oh, it was a good season considering like neither of us had really played VGC.
Literally, played this. I mean, draft is draft at the end of the day. That's how I feel.
Yeah, draft.
I knew draft was draft. Like I loved my team. Like we have so many MVPs on my team, right? Iceman for sure MVP. Deoxys GOAT of the team. Ape, there's no reason to talk about. And then like DJ Casper. Like these 4 were probably this more in playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Poltergeist more in playoffs.
One of those things that we had to discover.
Yep. And I Drapple early season. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Like it did exactly what we wanted. I don't regret the team we brought at all, by the way. Again, like,
I definitely don't know. I think with all the external factors that were affecting us.
Yeah, and his prep was amazing. I don't want to discredit that. Aaron's prep was phenomenal, and his lead choice was amazing, and that's really half the game. Like,
I think. I've lost my train of thought, but it's absolutely like it's just Mons, you know. It's
Mons is Mons.
At the end of the day, like he got the reads correct. He made the right predictions, and even though like you could critique it for being risky, but it worked, didn't it?
I mean, I wouldn't even critique it in doubles. It's different in doubles than I think in singles. I think high risk, high reward is a lot of the times Z play.
Worst debate. And he had a great season too.
Yeah, no, Aaron had a phenomenal season. I can't wait to see his sides of obviously the game. Little spoilers for finals if you guys didn't see. Aaron ends up actually losing to Mount. A little bit of luck at the end, but I think there was a little bit of a slight misplay as well. Like protecting with an Amherst, like you just trick room plus attack. But I guess if you hit yourself, then you lose anyway. But you give yourself more odds to win the game by trick rooming plus attacking. But yeah, crazy great season. Thank you so much for the help. Like I said, dude, that was amazing. Like I loved the team.
It was a lot of fun.
I hope you guys enjoyed the team and the season as well. And it was just what a sick one. Maybe we could have went all the way. Who knows? If we would have fought what? It would have been Mount, right? We would have fought. That team's tough as hell.
Honestly, I don't think. Yeah, Mount was scary. I always hate fighting rain teams in VGC drafts.
It's fine. The Ox is fast and everything. Yeah, that's what matters. Well, yeah, no, definitely. I think we would have found some way with Ape to do something, and we would just like Mudsdale would have helped into our Chaladon. But do I think I would have won that game? Probably not.
Yeah, honestly, that guy's scary. I remember back when I first started playing Pokemon, I was in draft, and Mount was just kind of like a folk story, right? Like he was just the best.
Mount's awesome, dude. Freaking love Mount. His team is so crazy too.
It's great to see that he's still kicking and the immunity idols are still doing what they do.
Dude, and he just won a VGC Draft League too. So
Yeah, he doesn't even play BGC.
yeah, literally. Shout out to what 3 out of 4 singles players in top 4. Pretty crazy, to say the least. My season was very difficult.
We had the gauntlet to run.
I think I had the hardest schedule of everybody. I literally think I had the hardest schedule of everybody.
Yeah, and then like even after all that schedule, we got like Joe, then James, then Cybertron, and then yeah.
Oh yeah, back in a row. Yeah. I literally had to run them back as well, which is pretty crazy.
We did pick Joe ourselves.
Overall, 6th season, very fun. The next season, guys, will be June 1st, which will be an almost any ability draft league. That's already.
You better give me lots of kills. 10th anniversary, everything. Yeah.
That is, yep. 10th anniversary, Drop a Draco will be coming out. The merch for that will be June 6th, and then June 8th will be the first week of the almost any ability. Genesis, I appreciate your help, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the support as well.
It's been real. It's been great. Even just like hanging out. Just like talking about.
No, I appreciate it, man. I really. I hope you do well at the Melbourne regional.
Yeah, I'll keep you in the loop.
I really hope you kill it, fam. Thank you as well to Hopeless, Tony, obviously, as well as Maddie and Honey as well, and Pager for the editing, and Gentleman Thomas as well for all the thumbnail art. But that's gonna be it out of me for SPL season. What is it? 3? It's SPL season 3, right? Or is it 4?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Is this 3 or 4? I think it's 3. Even though it says SPL 4 here. No, it says SPL 3. Yep, SPL season 3. So I'll see you guys in the next draft league. Peace, guys.